This is the night 2 video, recorded at exactly the same time that the night 1 video ended. So, night 2, the fun night. Yes, night 2 is the fun night. All the big championship matches that you care about are here in night 2. It's loaded. We got some real bangers in night 2, but easy to predict results. So let's get down to night 2 of Mania 37. Starting out with Seth Rollins and Cesaro. Cesaro's winning. Bank it. Seth Rollins has won way too many matches on the road to WrestleMania, and this might actually be the start of the Cesaro super push. This has been something that the fans have demanded for years now, and this could finally be the starter to catapult Cesaro into the championship reigns once again. Will we get a WWE title shot by year's end? I'm saying yes. And it all starts here. Cesaro beats Seth. Easy. Asuka versus Rhea Ripley. Once again, super easy to call. Asuka and Rhea, at least at the time of this recording, are both faces, so it makes my job super easy. What also makes my job super easy is the fact that Asuka's beaten everyone on Monday Night Raw. There's nobody to take the Raw Women's Championship from her. If it's not going to be Rhea Ripley, then who the heck is gonna do it? And that's what I expect Rhea Ripley to win the Raw Women's Championship, only to probably lose it in a month to Charlotte. Who was originally supposed to be booked in this match. But yes, Rhea Ripley is going to get her makebacks, only to lose the makebacks. Saddening, I know. Very much so. In the Intercontinental title match, we have Apollo Crews and Big E. Apollo Crews is one of the only 4 heels to win on this night. Let's be honest, this Nigerian powermonger slash scam you for your social security card because inheritance money gimmick it actually kind of works. These two will probably put on a decent match. Will probably put on the best of their tussles, and I'm really hoping for a no DQ stipulation here to help out, because it needs a little bit more spice. But either way, Apollo is going to be your new IC, which gives him the mid-card double pack, which is atypical of NXT wrestlers. So, bravo! You've done the NXT double. Now your career has reached its zenith. Good job, Apollo Crews. In terms of matches that I did not expect, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn is one of them. I call Sami Zayn greatest jobber for a reason. And he will greatest job on the biggest stage. Kevin Owens is winning this match. if not a bit screwy. Yes, 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 I know. Sami Zayn loses again. KO has another reason for a WrestleMania shirt. It's fun. I expect Kevin Owens to win. As far as a match left over from night 1, that should be on night 2. Bad Bunny and The Miz. Expect Bad Bunny to win. The only thing I'm worried about is whether Bad Bunny can actually wrestle. And oh, by the way, Logan Paul's going to be in that Kevin Owens Sami Zayn match too. Logan. The vein of YouTube existence. But hey, gotta get them casuals right. Kevin Owens beats Sami Zayn. Bad Bunny beats The Miz. Now we get to the real fun. The final matches of the card. The real fun. The two super main events in my mind. Randy Orton and The Fiend. It ain't a matter that The Fiend is going to win. That's obvious. That's what this storyline is leading to. It's what levels of bat freaking crazy are we gonna go when we get there? If last year's Fire 5 Funhouse match is any indication, things are about to get weird. He gets summoned by a Jack in a Box, for the goodness sakes. He is something that Luna would conjure to keep ponies in check. This new fired up Fiend, literally, is the stuff of utter nightmares. And for Randy, he's about to get his worst nightmare. He's going to have to channel every bit of his evil being. But it's not going to be enough. This, just like last year, is going to be an utter spectacle of utter craziness. The very definition of goofy wrestling bullshit. Wrestling theatrics at its highest. Wrestling is theater. Bryan Alvarez and Dave Meltzer. Wrestling is theater. And this is high theater. This is not Shakespearean tragedy. This is Shakespearean horror by way of J.H.P. Lovecraft. Bet on the Fiend to win. Big time. The sad thing is, this is going to be the only match that's going to be pre-recorded bullets, but come on. That's when the Fiend has the most fun. And now, the final matchup. The show ender. The night 2. The Universal Championship. Roman Reigns, the Tribal Yakuza, the Tribal Chief, the former Big Dog, defending his Universal Championship against Edge and Daniel Bryan. Storyline, booking, be damned. These three are the best three in all of WWE. This is the highlight match of WrestleMania and the first time ever that I have ever given a crap about a Universal title match. The Universal title as a whole has not been booked well in its 4 years of existence. This is the first time that it is, with a highlight match that is worthy of it. But if you've been watching WWE TV, You should already know who the winner is. But you don't say it. You don't want to admit it. You don't want to think it. And this is why WrestleMania is being called Kiss-Ass-O-Mania this year. This is why I gave it that theme. Internet wrestling fans have not forgotten 2016. They have not forgotten the Royal Rumble, in which Daniel Bryan was eliminated early and Roman Reigns went on to win. Since then, Daniel Bryan has become a symbol for the internet wrestling community's hopes, dreams. He has become a symbol for everything that the WWE does wrong. Whenever the WWE does something wrong or misbooks, or let's just call it what it is, they book out of fear of you, internet wrestling community. They fear you. This is why you don't get the long-term booking that you want this WrestleMania card to have. This is why they won't do long-term storytelling or storytelling that is coherent. Because they fear you. They book in response to you rather than in spite of you. They book in fear of you rather than hoping that what they can create generates interest. Because they have figured out that you, no matter what they book, will not give them the benefit of the doubt, will not care. You'll quickly jump out. Unless, of course, it involves Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan was added to this match in Vince's mind, if you believe the reports, which I don't, because Edge looked old. No. That's not the reason. The reason is Edge wasn't getting over as a babyface like the WWE expected. The WWE, because there is fans in attendance, wants every babyface under the sun to win. This has been a theme of all my videos. The faces, outside of a few matches, will win. It will be a face-dominated WrestleMania like none other. Because the faces in this year's WrestleMania represent the real-life equivalent of the COVID vaccine. And yes, I said it. And yes, you can debate me down in the comments below on Twitter. I'll take it all on. This is what I honestly believe WrestleMania is being booked for, as a direct response to the COVID-19 pandemic and the birth of the COVID vaccines. Therefore, all the faces will win. Does it make logical sense? No. Because the WWE lives in fear of you. Has this WWE WrestleMania been booked well? No, because they live in fear of you. They book reactionary rather than in preparation of. Why? Because they live in fear of you. And Daniel Bryan is going to win the Universal Championship because they live in fear of you. They live in fear of your reaction videos. They live in fear of your podcast. They live in fear of your tweets, of your hashtags. They live in fear of YouTube videos like this one. They live in fear of you. And because they live in fear of you, they are going to try as they might to make themselves look like they care about the fans. One time, one night, just to assure that SummerSlam in August goes off without a hitch. And Daniel Bryan winning the Universal title is the ultimate show of that kissassery. WrestleMania is going to be a fan blowjob, the likes of which you have never seen before. Because no WrestleMania has ever been booked this face heavy. I've been watching WrestleMania straight now. This will be my 27th year doing so. Or 26th. No WrestleMania I know will ever be booked ever again this face heavy. Was it incredibly rushed? You betcha. It was rushed to the hilt. But why? They live in fear of you. And Daniel Bryan winning the Universal title is the ultimate exclamation point to a two-night extravaganza that will be nothing short of fans getting what they want. But remember, if you complain that these storylines were not well built, keep in mind, they live in fear of you. And if anybody doubts, you can point back to WrestleMania 37 as evidence that they live in fear of fan reaction. They live in fear of fan anger, fan distrust, fan empathy. They live in fear of it. WrestleMania 36 was booked as a WrestleMania of hope. This year's WrestleMania is going to be booked as a WrestleMania of conquering victory. The only way you do it is by having the faces win. If you agree with my opinions and my predictions, let me know. If you don't, we can have a spirited debate. I am not a member of the internet wrestling community because I believe the internet wrestling community is stupid. They don't believe that wrestling is theater. They don't have an appreciation of the sport. For me, WWE and WrestleMania are forever special. And all the internet has been trying to do this year is tear it away from me. But you have nothing, no one to blame but yourself. Until goofy wrestling bullshit, in which we'll get you set up and we'll talk about it. Find peace in your own nirvana. Even though they live in fear of it.